There we are. Hi and welcome. I'm doing an extra live stream today because it was my son's birthday last Wednesday. So I figured to keep the paint flowing, I would do a live stream now. I know a lot of you are um, busy or otherwise occupied, and some of you messaged me, which was super nice. But don't feel bad. And you can catch the replay if you want. That is all great and good. And I'm just here because I had a busy week and I did not do a lot of painting. And I don't want to sort of lose touch with this work, which is sometimes what happens when you don't work on something for a while, or like in this case, also it's oil paint. It needs a little bit of drying time sometimes. So I'm going to be working on this um, area, and maybe I can show you. Last week during the Zoom call, I worked on the other figure. Camera might disconnect a little bit when I move it because my cable is a little bit fickle. So here we go. There was the other figure that I worked on Friday, so last week. And what I did a little bit is like I added some white and let me put that back, some white and some lighter midtones to sort of flesh out the figure a little bit. And my initial idea was to keep this open and just work with transparent layers. But I quickly gave up on that because, first of all, it's quite difficult. It was quite difficult to do. And second, I like with charcoal, you can get very thin layers, like super light values. But with oil paint, it gets dark too quickly. And if you add too much Gamsol, you get very unstable paint layers. So I was a little bit like, I felt like I was trying to make it too difficult for myself just because I like making it difficult and not really because it benefits the painting. So in with the white. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Some of our core group um, people are doing other things right now, but I'm very happy to see you. And so, yeah, in with the white. And the nice thing about, having these two figures, I can work on the one, let that dry for a bit. While I work on the other. So this has the figure I just showed you is a week old. I think I checked it 2 days ago, so that would have been 5 days of drying, and it's pretty dry. I'm not really sure why, but I just wanted to use it. I use Light the Poem white for this one. This is a slow drying um, white. It dries a little bit slower than titanium, so 5 days is pretty good. I know some people wonder, you know, how long does it take to dry? So it can be nice if you're not in a hurry to check sometimes, you know, with oil paint. Is it dry? Is it not dry? And then you kind of get a feeling for, you know, the general drying time of different pigments. Because that matters with oil paint. It matters a lot what kind of pigment you use. Linda, how are you doing? So I had a pretty, yeah, I don't want to say busy. Like there are people a lot more busy than I am. Just a lot of stuff and not enough painting. And that kind of makes me feel busy, I suppose. Like, yeah, that makes me feel busy. Not like busy in a super good way, you know. It makes me feel like my brain is occupied by things all the time. I feel like art sometimes functions as this decompressor. And then when you have that week or time, it doesn't have to be a week. When art has to wait, you feel that pressure, pressure rising. I'm having issues with my electric going to pool pump. Oh, again. Yeah, do some art. Do some art. Like, especially if you're also, I know you're doing Kara's class. Kara's class. Kara's class. There we go. I had these moments where I would just be recording lessons and sort of in my head counting that as art time, but it's very different. It's soothing just to watch you paint. That's great. Thank you. I like how these live streams are like, no, I have to sit down. I have to sit down and paint. Such a funny thing. Like even if no one was watching, um, I would still do it. Sometimes it's just a little push that you need. Hi, Silka. So I think I will be sort of building these layers, making them a little bit lighter. I'm trying not to make it too light right now. The light upon white is very weak. It's a very weak white, and it makes it really great for, you know, mixing any midtones. You're used to people watching. I'm still trying not to overthink while recording, knowing people will eventually be. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Like the only way to for me to go through that was to go like through it. Just go. And it'll get less. But for me and my I think it also depends on your style of painting, like your way of painting. I still inherently paint differently when I'm completely by myself. So there are things that I literally cannot do on a recording or on a live stream, um, which is fine. Like that's fine. And I also learned like you can do things off camera. Um, but I have to say that I was kind of expecting that. I was expecting to be able to do everything that I do on camera eventually. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it depends, like I said, on the way that you paint. Some people can do that. Or maybe it just takes even more time for me. That's also a possibility. That is my doorbell. That's my kid. Spell check is in the way. It is a very cool doorbell. Yeah, we got a new one after a while. Yeah, it has a little camera now. Um, and then the guy installing it came by and he was like, "Yeah, you could pick a tune and you know, blah blah blah." And I was like, "No, just leave it at the standard tune." I was kind of expecting it to just go ring ring, you know, like a normal doorbell. Um, but yeah, it has the classic tune apparently. So maybe we can change it like to Bach or something or Beethoven. I don't know. Anyways, it's kind of sophisticated. Um, hold on. I'll be right back. Hallo, kan jij de flessen, lege flessen pakken? Ik wist niet dat. Gotta love my wireless microphone. I can just walk around and order people around. So my groceries are here. So you might also hear that. Life, right? This is life painting in your living room. Yep, sorry for that. I might cut a little bit off here. The leg, like I'm. Groceries. It's gonna be fun, like listening to this replay because I have noise canceling on this microphone, so I'm kind of curious how much of this is going through. Anyways, that's apartment life. He's got 2 jars of Ben and Jerry's. He's very happy. I heard some rustling in the beginning about when you said groceries. Cool. Oh, all right. That sounds good. That's not too bad. Oh, I love online groceries. Like what? Sometimes I make an attempt. Like, I know online groceries are maybe like more a thing in countries with, you know, larger distances. It's definitely like everybody orders groceries these days here. But it took a while. Like honestly, my nearest supermarket is 5 minutes by bike. It's like 10 minutes walking from here. So yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I should, you know, go out and give it a try. No. I keep trying. I keep deciding no. No, I'll stick to ordering. I buy a lot less junk if I order my groceries online. I love getting groceries deliveries too. Pick it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, I don't even own a car. So that's also a thing. Like if you do grocery shopping on your bike, you need to go like twice or three times a week. Nah. Her face out the window. That is so cute. Yeah, no, yawning German shepherds are definitely a vibe. Speaking of the big bad wolf, I went to a theme park with my friend this week. We went to what they call the Efteling, and they have a lot of like, the old fairy tale references and reenactments, stuff like that. You kind of forget how um, brutal some of those were. So I think next week on the live stream, I'm trying to think ahead a little bit. I might try, but I need to put my canvas down. I think, yeah, I need to put it down. Because what I want is these edges. I want to put. I'll give it a try when it's wet a little bit, but I want with I used to do that on panel with steel wool. I think you guys call it. Um, do a little bit of scratching, but because it's canvas, um, last Friday during the Zoom call when I was rubbing these areas and like this area too was rubbing that because they're trying to get a really thin layer. And you kind of have to put your hand behind the canvas in order to not um, punch through it. I'm pretty sure it won't rip, but you might actually put a dent in it. Um, so yeah, that's interesting. And not what I'm used to anymore. Like, that's a thing, with oil paint that I struggle with, and I know a lot of people do, is everything blends. Like, where's my texture? Where's my coarseness? And you can get it. It's just a different approach, I suppose. Let me try and see if I have some steel wool. No, it's probably my other drawer. Let's see what happens. Might need to let that dry a little bit. It's a little bit too wet to be scratching. I know this is like probably a bad example. So here's my disclaimer. If you work with pigments you don't want in your bloodstream, please put on gloves. This is just German vine, which is literally charcoal. I tried working with gloves, but yeah, that lasted for about 5 minutes. I'm loving the depth. It looks so good on my big TV. Oh, that's really cool. Hey, Ariana. Yeah, she's such a cutie. I never even knew that German Shepherds. I suppose I knew that they were sometimes used as like police dogs because I think there was a German TV show at some point, if I remember correctly, with some dog. But I don't know, I always thought they were really cute and like non-aggressive looking. What scares me more is like the tiny dogs with the huge eyes that are about to pop out. Like these buddies, they look at you like they will fight to the death, and they probably will. Gonna tone down the white a little bit. So I have a little bit of space in the values to add more light if I need it. Also just a little bit more, chaos. Chihuahuas, yes, they scare me. My husband had a Chihuahua when we met. Me and it's like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure that the smaller the animal, the bigger the mean streak is, because they're small, so they gotta compensate by being little assholes. That's my theory. But then again, I would be an asshole if I looked like a chihuahua. Gotta be honest with you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they bite. It's getting dark. Is the light still? It's okay. Like the summer is over here this week. It was like 2 days of hot weather, and now we're back to default rain. Rain and gloomy weather. Yeah, that looks good. Goodish. Walking around in my parents' house, not too concentrated. Back from getting some ice cream. Nice, nice. I'll be in Germany in September. I just know that the weather will be shitty after all this. Yes. It might, very often when school starts, the weather picks back up. My mom always says it's very often good weather on her birthday, and her birthday is on the 9th of September. So very often in the Netherlands and I think Germany as well, you have this like last summer surge in September. So you might get lucky, or it might just rain. Yeah, September can be nice. It can be nice. Yeah, that works better. I have these little really old brushes that I just like. I think I let acrylic paint or something dry in here, and sometimes I um, cut them with scissors. And you can use them to scrape. You can put paint on it with them as well, but it can be nice if you feel like, you know, your work is getting a little bit too neat, too tight. I kind of miss that going from like charcoal um, to oil paint. Um, Because like with charcoal, you can, you know, you can erase stuff and you can draw things back in. But with oil paint, it's often, you know, it becomes this one monogamous value bunch. Just picking up a little bit of black paint to break up that edge. If, you know, if you were to do that with like a normal brush, you would get like a very even mid-tone there. We'll just blend. Go to visit family. Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great. Yeah, it's nice. You told me before, I think, where your family lives in Germany, but I kind of forgot. Like, or near where? Because we don't have to disclose all of our locations online. Oop, no, stop. I'm gonna let this dry because at some point you feel like your paint layers, they're getting a little bit thick and they just start muddying each other. Cool. Got this line here that is from like previous layers that's bothering me so much. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, I could probably work with that next week. I might add a little bit of my leftover black. Oh, it's getting super dark. Always complaining about the light here. Um, but it's a different, like, I notice in this room, I have a single video light that I use to illuminate. And in my other room, it would just, because the room was smaller, it would just bounce off all the walls. You get this very global lighting. And now I notice like I'm literally under that light, and it's like I'm being held captive in some kind of cave, like, hello, come save me. Maybe I should get another light. More stuff. My family lives close to Luxembourg border. Oh, oh, cool. It's a 20-minute drive from where you are now. That's really cool. Yeah, it's all pretty close here, right? In the Netherlands. Like Ariana and I went to the museum with my mom in Enschede, and like we literally live in the center of the country, so like nothing's really across. Like, oh, we gotta travel through the whole country. Um, and we took the train, and we're like, whoa, we're literally crossing the country. So far. That's Dutch adventures for you. It looks really, yeah, it looks really black. It looks really black on camera because YouTube takes out some of the nuance, but it is a pretty dark. I'm kind of trying to match the other shadow that I did last Friday, and also because I want to scratch a little bit in here, so I just want a little bit of a thick. I don't want to be adding like um a million layers and then having to work on this for like 3 months. 1.5 hours is far. Yes. It's like the next town over in the United States or something. I went to high school in Eindhoven. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's kind of cool that you traveled all over, went to different schools. Or I don't even know if it's cool. Like I thought it was cool staying in one school and like not having to change. I spent all my life in one town. And that was enough adventure for me. Yeah. So, all right. Um, cool. We got that done. And I have a little bit of space that I need to do still with some black, like layering. This canvas is so, like, it's big, but it's also thick. It's one of those, you know, thicker canvases that were all the rage at some point. So I accidentally bought them. I didn't realize I was buying them. And they don't really like fit inside the holder of my easel. That's how thick they are. And I think the idea was that you know, you could hang them without a frame, and then they would look cool, but I don't think they look cool. And then it's like nearly impossible to find a frame for them because they're so thick. So that was my rant. I have a little bit of space, as you can see here, that I need to layer, like the, let me move it over a little bit more. In my sketch, this and this is the same value, so I need to do a little bit here and make this shadow that I think is behind my face right now a little bit more, a little bit less of a contrast. So we got some ways to go. But for now, yeah, this is it. I'll probably do a little bit more work tomorrow. Started to hate changing schools when I reached puberty. Yeah, I can imagine that. I can imagine that. My mom still lives in the house where she grew up. Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, we lived for a long time in the same house. It was rental though, but yeah, a long time. Yeah, I was kind of happy about that. I'm not a mover or anything like that. I'm fine in the same place. So yeah, the next live stream is gonna be Wednesday again. So Wednesday, next Wednesday. And then that week we also have a Zoom call on Friday. So we have two things next week. I had fun. I'm glad I kind of touched on this so the white can dry. And I got a little bit of work done. So thank you for joining me. And if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I hope to see you all next Wednesday. And in the meantime, I'm on social media. Like, I'm super enjoying all your artwork from the courses. It's so cool. Like, I'm very happy that yeah, some people are doing the course again. I'm just happy to see everyone's work. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye bye.